will fly.
But what is the effect of coronavirus to our health? The coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19 pandemic has had a negative impact to our health, especially to our mental health. A lot of people experiencing stress and anxieties and sometimes leads to depressions, worse, death. That's why we need to improve our mental and physical health, especially now we are facing this crisis. It is well known that pandemic pose a threat to our mental health, especially to those people who have already mental illnesses such as anxiety and depressions. Some of the people may have experienced a lack of sleep as the pandemic wears on. Many people may experience situations linked to poor mental health outcomes, such as isolations and job loss. Overwhelming by the pandemic can cause strong emotions that may affect the adults and children. It can also make people feel lonely and isolated that can increase stress and anxieties. The sudden occurrence of the pandemic is still fresh to people, especially that there's no vaccine until now. And a lot of people viewed the pandemic as a hindrance. This is also the reason why the events that were about to come once in their lifetime was postponed. This disease has a big impact, especially in our health and family. Next is, what is the effect of coronavirus in our families? It can also have an impact to our family. It could mean making big changes in everyday routine due to financial hardship, but it may strengthen the bond of the families. Nevertheless, the parent may get anxious and stressed because of losing their jobs. Some of families may have improved their functioning, like sharing lunch and dinner, spending times together, and sharing their times as a family. But there are some families that are dysfunctional and may have increased violence among themselves.
Institution. We all know pandemic is not only a health crisis, but it's also pandemic in global economy and financial market. And according to InquiryNet, the Philippines may have survived the worst impact of COVID-19 pandemic, but recovery seems slower than how it appears per as infection. Remain the high, the economy is like past the worst, but things have been slow to bounce back. Manufacturing volumes were still down around 20% year-on-year at the end of the quarter. In contrast, manufacturing output returned to growth June in several regional economies. And this is some affected institution caused by COVID-19 pandemic. And the second is one of the most affected social institution in our country, of course, education. One of the most affected segment of our society that has been shaken by the global pandemic caused by the coronavirus is education. Education, the DepEd provide modular and online class to continue our education, and this is some effects on our education system in here in the Philippines.
I am Rose Pello, and I will tackle you about what is the effect of the COVID-19 in our health. However, to date, prospective studies are still lacking. Moreover, it is important to identify which factors modulate to respond to this pandemic. In March 2020, the outbreak of the coronavirus disease 2019 reached all the countries in Western world. To reduce the speed of its spread, many countries slowed down their economies and enforced pronounced restrictions on public life.